Okay. Hi, everyone. How are you all? I hope you're well. Um, I am just going to be presenting to you guys um, Alphapack Travel, presenting Snowdon, Kubatana. I'm just hoping that you guys can all hear me and you can see your screen. If you can just put your thumbs up if you can see the screen, that would just be great. Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good. Right. So, Alpha Pack Travel presents Snowdon Kubatana, and um, this is just a little introduction for you guys to get to see what Snowdon is, where is it, and just to get a feel of what exactly you'll be embarking upon when you take on to this challenge. My name is TJ. I'm one of the team members here at Alpha Pack Travel, and I'll just be going through um, some facts and a couple of points, including some of my own personal experiences of when I last visited the place. So, Snowdon, what is it? I'm sure we're all familiar with the Three Peaks. If not, in the UK, there are 3 points known as the highest natural points in the United Kingdom. We have Ben Nevis, which is in Scotland, and then we have Scafell Pike, which is in Lake District here in England, and then we have Snowdon, which exists in the northwest of Wales. Snowdon is actually the second largest peak of the three, and this is the one that we'll be looking to embark upon. So where is it, which I've kind of briefly touched upon. I've just done a little exploded view there just to kind of hopefully give you guys a visualization of where in the country is relative to yourselves. So it's in the northwest of England. And if I use my mouse there to kind of just circle this green patch here, is known as Snowdonia National Park. So the mountain itself, Mount Snowdon, is found within Snowdonia National Park, which I've highlighted there, and you can see the screenshot of a shot of the mountain ranges there. A very beautiful place, I might say so myself. Just a couple of facts on Snowdon itself. One is that it's the highest peak in Wales, which would be a given if it's, one of the top three in the whole UK, second highest peak in the UK. And its elevation is 1,085 meters, which is not, we can't probably picture that. But if I was to say the tallest man-made building is the Burj Khalifa, which is about 830 meters. And then you have Big Ben, which is about 96 meters. So if you were to get the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world, and put two Big Bens on top of that, it would still not amount to how tall Mount Snowdon is. So just to kind of give you guys an idea of how big this mountain is. The Welsh name itself is called Yr Wdyfa. I've probably butchered that. I don't think that's how they say it. But it translates to the grave, but don't let that put you off. We have also the fact that within the Snowdonia mountain range, there is 15 mountains that are over that 3,000 foot mark, which is pretty impressive. So Snowdon isn't the only mountain there that would be challenging. And it is one of the most popular mountain destinations in the UK, with an average of over 350,000 visitors per year. So adding to the old adage that I think we all know, it says there's more than one way up a mountain. And that's exactly what this slide is showing. There's several different trails that you can do to hike up to the top of Snowdon. And I've listed them here. Llanberis Path, the Pig Track, and the Miners Track are the three that I'm going to present to yourselves and focus on. And the other ones are probably for the more experienced climbers. So you tend to find that with mountain climbing, there is paths that are for the people who just want to take it as a nice leisurely stroll, the beginners. And then there's then the paths that can be a bit more complicated. Some of them can be a bit more frightening, shall I say, including that Crib Goch track. So the Flambaris path, I'd say we'll call that as our base level 1. This is one of the easiest trails. You're starting in a little town here called Llanberis, which is at the foot of Snowdon. And it's basically just a trail of walking up alongside this ridge here. This walk is a fairly moderate climb. It's family friendly. You can expect to see dogs and children and young kids walking along this path. It's still challenging because the gradient does climb, but it is something that, you won't necessarily need to use your hands and your feet to stabilize yourself. It is something that's pretty much a walk. As we go to, so if I backtrack a little bit, that is looking at the northwest of the mountain. And as we look from the northeast, there's the 2 paths known as the Miner's Track and the Pig Track. These paths start at what's called the Penny Pass, and you're basically trailing along, this one is the Pig Track, you're trailing along the ridge of the mountain, and then you kind of follow it along to get to the top. It's the one that I would call the level 2 after Llanberis, because it is a bit more challenging, whereas you might have to use your hands to stabilize yourself in certain places. There's rocks and things in the way, so it's somewhere where you're a bit more aware spatially, because you don't want to trip up, for example. It's easier to trip up in that place, and you've got a bit more of a narrower path. The third track would be the Miner's Track, which starts in a very leisurely pace here in the yellow strip. And it's such a leisurely pace that kind of makes you think, climbing mountains is very easy. This is the path that I took. But once you get to this point here, nearby the lakes, it then tells you why it's called mountain climbing, because you then have to climb a very, very steep gradient where you are on your feet, but every now and then you will have to use your hands to stabilize yourself. And it's a bit more challenging because the gradient is that much more steep. These treks, I would probably say they're not very suitable for people who might have a fear of heights. Just because of the fact that as you're walking along, for example, this ridge here, or as you get to this stage, when you look back, you'll be able to actually see, which personally I thought was beautiful, you'll be able to see, a very, very steep drop down into the lake and just a wide, vast, beautiful shot of the scenery. But yeah, if we're now looking at accommodation and traveling, we're looking as Alphapack Travel to present Carnarvon, which is a nice, charming little town on the northwest of Wales. One of the main attractions to it is the Carnarvon Castle. I've just put a shot of it right there. And it's something that was built by Charles I as a sign of English power when they were kind of at war against the Welsh. So there's a lot of history within this place. The hostel that we've got there is actually within view of the castle. It's about 15 meters away from the castle, which means that it allows you to go there and sightsee and do other things while you're actually there on the Snowdon travel. There is also the option of breakfast, which I think I would absolutely recommend. If anyone's going to be climbing a mountain, the first thing you need is a very big breakfast. It will help you as you're getting along, because the trails tend to be about 6 to 7 hours on average as a round trip. The traveling from the towns like Carnarvon, there tends to be shuttle buses known as Sherpa buses, and they usually come hourly. They're very affordable, about £2 a ride. And from here to Penny Pass, which is the other side of the mountain, it would take 40 minutes. But to get to the Llanberis path to start, it should take about 20 minutes. And it's just very beautiful because of the scenery that you see along the way. There's also the option of a private minibus. If the numbers add up, it means we'll be able to kind of get ourselves our own personal shuttle bus. And taxis and Ubers are available within the area. I have added there at the end that there is a train from the town of Llanberis that actually goes up towards Snowdon Peak. But I'm hoping that because you guys are fundraising, this is not the path that you choose to take, that you're going to climb it. And if you want to take the train, it's probably going to be taking the train down. And so just to round it off and just give you guys a little bit of my personal experience. When I went, I stayed in a little town of Llanberis, which is the one that's at the foot of Snowdon. And as you can see, it's something that I did with a couple of my friends, and I really, really encourage doing a trip like this with friends, family, people you care about, because they will really bring out the experience of that trip. The views and the things that I saw and experienced, it was nice to have someone to share those things with. As you can see on some of the photos, I was layered up. I was wearing, I think I was wearing 3 layers of jackets, 2 t-shirts, and 2 jogging bottoms. But this was late March, and when we got there, we were surprised to actually see so much snow caps. So the mountains were actually capped in snow. Now in August, I don't think it's going to be the same. I think August is going to be a bit more of a dry and pleasant climate. But the cold weather did not take away from the experience. Just climbing in itself was just a beautiful experience that I think everyone needs to see. So I've got a small little video here, which is just a couple of clips of...
That's beautiful, yo. Yo, this view looks...
I'll see if I can just share this with you guys. And there we go. So this was views from the Sherpa bus. This is one of the shuttle buses. So as you can see, it's like you're driving through mountain ranges and you're just seeing beauty all the way. This is just after we got past the minus track, and now we're at the foot near the lakes, where I was like, oh, this is a beautiful walk. I can do this all day.
So I got a little bit cocky. I crossed a little...
so
much of a stream, but
during this moment, I kind of ran across one of the streams and crossed the lake. And I just wanted to get this shot because I thought it was just beautiful.
So basically, I think we're going to be climbing...
In the background there, you can see the mountain and this big, heavy cloud that's sitting above it. It was just...
Man, I'm so excited.
It was daunting, amazing, marvelous. It was everything. As you can see there, the lake behind me, the shot doesn't really show it, but the water was crystal clear. I didn't even feel like I was in England. I didn't feel like I was in the UK. And as you can see, everyone's out here with selfie sticks. So if you guys are planning on coming to take good footage, you're going to need some selfie sticks. Battery packs. I advise a lot of battery packs. My battery died just before we got to the very peak.
So we finally discovered that it's not going to be an easy walk.
For me, this was like personal blogs, and
you know, I'll show you some of it.
I was just trying to capture all the memories and things we were talking about.
This guy's even changing his socks.
As you can tell, as we were climbing up, I was shedding some of the clothes. As you can see, I've now got 1 jacket on now. And there's quite a few people, like I said, 350,000 people a year.
I don't know still, you just can't see the top, that's all.
Yeah, and the people are just so friendly. Everyone is just, you know, willing to get into conversations and just talk about, oh, look, we're climbing this mountain. Which path are you taking? How long have you been here for? And here's us doing another pit stop to take our clothes off. This is actually a view of the other side of the mountain, the Llanberis path. This is the path that I'm recommending for everyone, which is a really, really beautiful scenic view.
We're almost there.
And this is this is close to the top now. As you can see, there was still a big, heavy cloud. We're standing inside a cloud. And there's the people climbing right now. If you can see right there, this lady here, I got to talk to her afterwards. She had an absolute terrifying fear of heights. And she did this to try and prove to herself that she can conquer, you know, her fears. So she had two of her friends there walking with her, guiding her and holding her hand and encouraging her, telling her that she could do it. And this was just a very beautiful thing to see. And there's my friends back there. I ran ahead to try and kind of get this clip of them climbing up to make it look victorious, you know? Like, yeah, we conquered the mountain. Little did we know we still had like, I think another 50 meters to go. But yeah, this was just beautiful, helping out the lady. And this was me giving them a hand, climbing up, which is what I'm emphasizing, that like when you're doing this climb, there's going to be so much camaraderie, not just within the Kubatana group, but also the other people around walking. And there's my friend Anish.
Yes. We made it. Damn.
And that was just a beautiful experience, and it's something that I really encourage other people to go and see for themselves as well. So that's the end of my presentation. I'm just wondering if anyone has any questions. Now is probably one of the best times to unmute yourselves and fire away.
Hello.
Hello.
I was asking one of my friends and was saying like you can use walking sticks. Would you recommend that?
Yes. If for yourself, walking sticks, what they help with is they help with stabilization, especially if you're doing the minus track on the other side where the path can get a little bit narrow. And I was saying you need to use your hands to stabilize yourself. Sometimes people can use these sticks just to stop them from having to lean over and touch things. Hopefully COVID will be gone then, so it shouldn't be a worry of touching things that time. But in terms of having the sticks themselves, I don't think it's important to have them, but you can if you want.
All right.
Okay, I've got a question for you, TJ. You know the easiest climb, the first trip that you talked about. Roughly how many minutes would it take?
So on average, they say it's about 7 hours to do the Flamberis path, doing it as a round, going and coming back round. But that always depends on the group. Mountain climbing or mountain trekking is one of the most beautiful things as a team activity, because you have to do it based on the weakest person in the group, the slowest person in the group. So normally, though I'm saying it's 6 to 7 hours, I would probably say 8 hours would be a long time if you have any people who maybe want to stop and rest for a little bit, maybe stop and take selfies and that kind of thing.
So would you suggest like we split the group, maybe those that can do steeper climbs can take the other route, and those so we don't slow each other down, if you know.
Well, the slowness of itself is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because the experience, you'll be surprised at the things that you see. It's I think for the experienced mountain climbers, that's where they're more keen on getting it over and done in like 4 hours, and they're just trying to beat their last time and stuff, because for them, they've done it many other times. But just the activity of climbing the mountain itself, and the walk, and seeing the sheep, and seeing the animals, and seeing the mountains, the streams, the rivers, it's just things that you'll naturally just stop and take it in. So I wouldn't be too concerned. But if the groups are too big, if we end up with large numbers of people coming together, we might then just have to split it, and we'll have an advanced group and a more beginner or a more leisurely paced group.
Okay.
Okay. Can I ask a question as well? You said giraffe, it will take like 6 to 7 hours. Are there any toilets when you're going, or?
No, unfortunately not. This is pure raw nature. This is in Shona we'd say musango.
No.
I think normally the best thing to do in those is, you know, after your breakfast and stuff, you make sure you relieve yourself before you go. And as you travel, it's best to travel light in terms of water, and you won't be drinking water like you're at a bar or, you know, at a club or something like this. You'll be drinking water very sparingly, just to kind of hydrate yourself as you're walking. But it's not that challenging. It's not too much of an issue. Worst comes to worst, you can always relieve yourself out there in the nature. That's the way God intended it. And it's nothing that people, you know, will be like, oh my God, what is she doing? But, you know, you just find yourself somewhere to go and be private, out of sight, and no one minds.
Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask, you know, like since we're going as a group, I was speaking to Sori about it. Like, do we need a sort of like insurance, do you think, like to cover people? Or?
Yeah, I think my mom's going to come in with a bit more information on that. But I think, yes, individually, people will need to be sorting out their own insurance. Because I know that some people might be covered by their banks and other things like this. But it's not something we as Alphapack Travel will be offering.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say it's a teamwork thing, and because it's a fundraising thing, it would be nice to take the Flanberry route, which is the gentle route, and we all kind of like just encourage each other, because at the end of the day, people would be donating towards us walking right up all the way to the top, you know. So yeah, I think Nancy, you have no need to be worried to think that you might not be able to make it to the top. And Mabel, because we are all practicing, isn't it? So you know, the gentle route is the one he said that, you know, the young kids and everyone walks on it. And I've seen some videos where they've got people with dogs and they're all walking with the young children. So it's okay. It's probably the endurance of, I mean, if kids are going to walk and they're walking 2 hours, you know, because it's getting to the top and then getting back. That's what makes it into 4 hours or 5 hours or 6 hours. You understand? So depending with the pace that we are keeping, you know.
One way to get to the peak, it should take about 3 to 4 hours. It's normally takes longer to go up than it does to come back down, naturally. And you tend to find that, for example, some people, they like to carry snacks, mini little picnics, or maybe like some oranges or some biscuits. So every hour or something like that, people might sit down together and you know, just take some photos, eat a couple of biscuits to kind of keep your energy up, which is recommended, and then carry on.
Sorry, go on.
I think taking the route, that route will be like, because the point is just getting to the top, not struggling. Or I think the easiest way we can get there is the one who could take for us. Because at the end of the day, it's just like getting there and telling people that I've just done it, I've been to the place. Whichever way I've done it, by what is think should be right.
Well, you guys just have to see this as an experience, because really and truly, even if you do the Llanberis path, I think it's a beautiful path, because we actually walked up minus track and then we came back down the other way. So we got to experience 2 different trails. And you'll just be amazed with the Llanberis path in itself, and it will make you appreciate it and probably want to come back again. And if you're coming back again, you'll want to use a different trail.
Not sure about coming back.
Well, I'll leave that to you. I'll ask you after the experience, and you tell me. It is.
Do they have helicopters on standby in case they are needed?
No, they do have the train. There actually is a train that goes from Llanberis at the bottom to the top. Yes.
Wow.
And the Llanberis path kind of walks alongside
You are not
with
supposed
that
to
trail.
tell Nancy that.
Oh no. The train is fine. You can use that train coming back. I think that's fine. As fundraisers, you're being asked to walk up the mountain, which at least you need to do. But if you decide to take the train, I don't think anyone's going to shoot you. But you'd be cheating yourself out of the rest of the journey.
And it's a healthy way of, it's a very healthy way of keeping fit. Now, are you going to be joining us on this walk? You have to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi.
Yes. Hi. How are you, everyone? I would like to join. Hello, Naomi. I would like to join. How are you, everyone?
Good.
Yes.
I knew you'd want to.
Yes, I'm so impressed about TJ, so I'll come and join. I'll go and
Yeah. So this is for next year. We're going next year, August, so that we give people time to.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Greg Ntisi, are you going to join us?
Trying to unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I had some technical challenges at the beginning. I was trying to use my phone, and I had to end up getting onto the laptop. So apologies for being late. It's TJ. That experience that you've just said there is a very good experience, and you've done a good job in sort of telling everyone what the experience was like, and I think it's something that I certainly would want to do as well. So I'm looking forward to the party being put together and all of us going. There are some key things I think that we need in terms of some of the cities around where you can stay, that I think we need to articulate a little bit more around giving people more of the options, because there's the issue about going to the mountain and coming back down, but obviously when you come back down you need a place to sort of put your head and have something to eat, that sort of stuff. I think we need a little bit more of that, so that people can make the choices, particularly if we're going to go as a group as well. It's important that I think you stay together as a group, you eat together, you drink. So that sort of thing is I think it's going to be useful for everyone. I would have thought. So that's all I have to say for now. But good presentation. I like that. Very good presentation. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Sekuru. I will talk on the accommodation because we've already got 16 places. We've booked in the, oh God, how do I say the name? TJ says it so well in
Carnarvon.
Carnarvon. In Carnarvon. Sekuru, it's just that you missed the previous presentation. In fact, I'd asked TJ to try and see if you can put up the so that Sekuru can see.
Okay.
The property.
Just
We've already got 16 people who have booked. We are hoping to go up to 24. Well, we could say we could go even up to 50. But at the moment, the property we've looked at, we're all staying together. It's a deposit of £25 per person. We're going for 3 nights. So it was, oh gosh, now I have to put the prices together. It was, how much is it? £35 per night. So for 3 nights.
Just sharing it now.
Yeah. I think you need to go to the top, TJ. That there, the hostel, this one.
Oh, you want the pictures?
Yeah, it's a 5-star thingy hostel, which is right in the center of the town. It offers breakfast and it offers breakfast. So we thought for the meals, people can go and organize meals on their own. It's very nice. It's the reason why we are encouraging people to book now is we get it at a discount, because it's about £35 per person per night. So if we book it now for next year, August, we'll be getting 35 times 3?
105.
105 for 3 nights. And that's accommodation and breakfast.
For those who are going to be booking late, so I suppose, so is this the discounted rate, or how much will it be?
This is the discounted rate. So we don't know, because what they do is, I think, because you go on their website, what they do is they I would assume as you get closer to the time of traveling, they put up the prices, just like the airfares. You know, you're buying a ticket to go to Zimbabwe for Christmas in January, you would get a ticket for 400, 500 pounds on Emirates. If you book that same ticket in November, December, you would pay 1,200 pounds. Traveling in economy, the same seat that the person who's paid 400 is going to be on, you see. So it's the time of booking, and also because August time is peak season, it's school holidays. So the prices are actually high anyway.
We have about just under 5 minutes left
Okay.
on the Zoom.
I just wanted to add, sorry, to the note that you said earlier about carrying snacks. And for anyone that's like worried about needing the bathroom and things like that, one good snack, I know a lot of us probably know this, but bananas. Bananas are your lifesavers. So if you carry bananas, then you'll probably be all good.
That's good then. It's good advice.
Okay, just a quick roundup on what Kubatana is all about, Nancy.
Okay.
For those can I say, I forgot that my son was interested, so he's just joined in.
Oh, it's Tinaro Mwedzi. Hi, Tinaro.
I've recorded the session, so I'll be sharing the video with everyone.
Good.
Hello, Tinaro. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you. I hope everyone is well.
Yes.
We are good, thanks.
Very good, very good.
Okay. So just briefly, Kubatana is a medically oriented charity. And all I can just say is what we're involved in is we are seeing patients that are struggling to get money to go to see the doctors. We've arranged with a group of doctors in Zimbabwe who have kindly agreed to see our patients at vastly discounted rates. We are so thankful to them. So we started seeing patients around about, I think, beginning of last month, and I think the project is going on well. It's a primary health care initiative which needs a lot of money, I must say. But so far, we've had quite a few people helping us with donations. We are ever so grateful for the donations that they've been giving us. We just hope we carry on. Some of the stories we come across are very sad, but yeah, we're managing to do what we can with whatever amount we get. We are also helping people who are, sometimes they go to the doctor and the doctor just says, this patient is suffering also from malnutrition. So we also help out with, food hampers to, those families that would have been identified. So I just want to thank everybody, for all their contributions. Before I go, let me just thank Zori as well for inviting us, to your platform and for helping us organize our, fundraising hike to Mount Snowdon. We are doing this to raise money, for the underprivileged. Believe you me, I am not good at walking, but I'm determined to do this, for the very worthy cause. So I'm hoping, a lot of us will join in and raise money, for the people in need. Our project mainly at the moment is centered in Zimbabwe, but we also help people in the communities that we live. Like here in the UK, there's quite a few people who also need help, and we step in to help, whenever we can. Thank you so much, TJ, for a lovely presentation. You have helped allay my fears. I hope you will be there to hold my hand when I'm struggling to come up. And I'm hoping a lot of us will join. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, Marshall. I see you've just joined. He's planning to go to Wales. We'll send you the video, Marshall, because you've just joined in towards the end. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, TJ.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
night.
Bye.
Make sure you get in touch and start walking.
We will.